What's up, guys? This is RG giving you another high definition broadcast. As you can see, we're here on Unison League, and we are going to be doing a tutorial for the Emma run, the hardest one. I think it's called like Paragon or something. It's basically, or Conqueror maybe, but it's the hardest one. It's the 45 AP one. Um, oh, it's right there. So it's called Way of the Sun Conqueror. Okay. So basically what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna go through it real quick with you guys, tell you what you should get, how to do the run, and what you should bring on each character. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is basically have your team ready in a group, obviously, and once they're ready in that group, you're gonna basically want to just go in at the same time, obviously. After that, you definitely want to take 2 healers. The most important part about this is the 2 healers. The other things can be mismatched DPS. You know, it could be any DPS at all. It could be 3 Lancers. It could be anything, like basically any DPS, right? And at this point, what you want to do is just build up enough unison to do a buff, a Valk buff. The monsters that you want to take for this are 2 Valkyries, 3 haste. So basically 2 buff, 3 haste, and basically as much buff as you can get. You can take the instead of Valkyries, you can take the Nemean and the Bull if you want, instead of the Valkyries. But also, honestly, Valkyries are just easy to use. They're not too hard to find somebody that has one. And you only need 2 for the run, right? So yeah, I just use my Valkyrie as soon as I possibly can, just to mitigate as much damage as possible. You want to get those 8 buffs up as soon as possible, because if you don't have the 8 buffs up as soon as possible, you're gonna die. Me and Rico are having this strategy where we actually divide up which characters we're supposed to heal. I heal the bottom 2, and he heals the top 2, and then you just heal yourself as the healer. So it's almost like he has the top 3 and I have bottom 3, even though there's only 5. Like the middle one is gonna get healed by the healer anyway. So I'm targeting Luke, and then when I hit him with Luke with the AOE heal, it's healing me, Luke, and Bard, right? And then Rico's targeting General Gao as his basic target, and every time he AOE heals General Gao, it's healing me, Gao, and Rico. This Firebird is also very useful. The Kagatsushi. Very useful on this run, because honestly the Wind Valk that you see in the rare spawns, it can actually one-shot you. So having this Valk, I mean not the Valkyrie, but the Firebird Kagatsushi is very good to have, although it's not required. You can do it without him. However, if you do get crit a bunch of times, you can't really get saved by any healer if you're just gonna get instantly one-shotted or something. So these guys reflect, by the way, so just be careful for that. And then anytime your healer is getting targeted with a paralyze, you have to have someone else heal them. As far as the skills go for other classes, I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen, like what skills you're supposed to bring for each class. But as far as like healer goes, as you can see, I have a cure, a recover, a AOE greater heal, and then the purify. So you can use any AOE heal as long as it heals them up to full 100% every time. If the lowest heal actually heals your team up to full, then it's actually better to use that. But mine, I'm not a full healer, so I have to use the greater heal. For these guys, they're really easy. So you can just pretty much tank and spank these guys. They don't do too much damage, and their AOE is not that great. So you're just basically rotating out buffs. As you can see, Yao just got his unison. Once we actually you know, he gets confused, we cure him. Once we actually get all of our unisons up, we're gonna unison all together, so we're waiting on Rico. So yeah, this guy right here, and the first guy, paralyzed, as well as those samurais. So you gotta watch out for who's he paralyzing. So there he goes, General Gao got paralyzed. Want to heal that up. with your status remove single target heal. It's very important that if a healer gets paralyzed that you get that off of them. So this is a basic unison right there. As you guys can see, 3 haste, 2 buff. But we always use the bird as long as I mean, we don't use the bird as long as we all have ward up, right? So we don't need Kagasushi to be used unless one of us doesn't have ward, and ward lasts forever, so it's basically an extra life. So it's really good to use Kagasushi. He's like an amazing PvE and even PvP monster. But yeah, he's not required. So yeah, basically this guy is just going to be healing himself. He buffs himself as well. So Rico actually takes balancing for these guys who buff themselves, and then the boss who actually buffs herself. That right there, you have to heal up. Just basically having 2 healers and you know, tanking it up, healing it up is the way to go with this one. As far as the boss fight starts, you want to definitely go ahead and pop you can pop buffs, you can pop nicks at the very beginning, you can pop other things, but don't pop any more haste at this point. So do not use haste at this point. You can buff up all the way here, or you can wait for him to cleanse all your debuffs, all your buffs off, and then purify that, and then buff. So that's an option. You can either buff in the very beginning, but here he was square 1, so basically takes all of the buffs off and then purifies it. Lately I've been waiting in the beginning for him to use square 1, then purifying it, then using my buffs. So that's what I've been doing lately, but like, you know, it doesn't really matter too much, because sometimes he doesn't even do square 1 for a while, until he's like at like less than 50%. But not a problem, because look, I already have another buff. It's all good. So not too bad. Again, your one healer's healing the bottom, and then one healer's healing the top. Pretty easy fight. You're just waiting for people to get hit like that, and then whoever has unison at the time just uses it, except for people like buff users. Like if you're a Valkyrie user, then you're waiting for him to debuff you with the square 1. Then I'm gonna purify it, and then we both do the buffs, so that basically his square 1 is on cooldown, and then our buffs are up. So we're waiting for that. So look, he square 1s, right, and then the buff goes out, right, and it doesn't really matter that the square 1's out right now, because his is already on cooldown, and the buffs are gonna go up. And then once I purify it right here, watch, I'm gonna spam purify. Look at that, the buffs are actually underneath the debuff, right? So it doesn't really matter as long as you throw up the Valkyrie after it's been used. That's fine. And right now I can actually use my unison, and we'll be back over at a good amount of buffs. Like, she does a couple debuffs with her 3 attack, her 3-person attack. She does like some debuffs, but we're at a good amount of buffs here. So basically now it's just a tank and spank. We're just making sure anyone dies. Look at that. So Gao actually shot himself with the reflect, so she's gonna reflect at around this stage, you know, 30% to 40%. She can use her reflect, but Gao was actually saved by the Kagasushi, so very useful monster. And then Rico is going to put the Kagasushi back up for Gao once he gets his unison, right? He's not gonna do a you know, a buff or anything like that, or a Nyx. He's gonna throw the Kagasushi back up. So look at right here. It should be that he throws up the Kagasushi now. Yeah. So just basically giving another extra life to anybody who's gonna be down there, you know, getting hit up. And I just went ahead and buffed right now, and then I purify it right off, the square 1 right off. So now as you can see, we got AoE heals right after he used the Jewels of Heaven, so really easy. And then look, we actually used Amaterasu to take off his buffs instead of a balancing, so we're taking off the buffs with balancing. And then the Gao uses his Fire Valkyrie, so that we're back at 8 buff. So just basically rotating buffs, taking off buffs off the Amaterasu, and then right now it's like healing AoE with the 2 healers. Pretty easy, guys. Definitely not as hard as you would think it would be, and I hope this helps you out a lot. I actually didn't get him on this run, but I did get Amaterasu on another run really quickly. We did like maybe 20 runs in a row, no deaths or anything, just because Kagasushi's is so overpowered, and just because, you know, it's a really easy strategy. So I'll go ahead and get you guys to this video where I captured the Kagasushi. Alright guys, we're back, and I keep calling Amaterasu Kagasushi. Maybe it's because I'm hungry and I want some sushi or something, but yeah, so basically this is a video that I actually kill Amaterasu on the run, and we are getting, boom, we got her. So we got Amaterasu. Yes, awesome. And it's a 4% drop rate, so even on the hardest difficulty, it's only 4% supposedly. I don't know if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but as you can see, it's Way of the Sun Conqueror, so it's not like I just did like a bunch of little like 36 runs or whatever, and I'm doing 45 all day. Like I did like 20 of them or something. So yeah, that's about it for this one, guys. I hope it helps you out a lot. If it did help you out, definitely give me the thumbs up. If it didn't help you at all, if you didn't like it, definitely give me the thumbs down. Also, if you could hit me up in the comments below, tell me what you guys want in the next video or what you thought about the video. That'd be great. If you'd like to subscribe, I would really appreciate that. And if you would like to donate, go ahead and hit the donate in the section of the description below. So I think that's about it for this one, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and take it easy. Peace.